It is the JLV finale, Journeyman League Virtual Season 1. After 7 of 8 rounds, Celeste Lucier is the Drivers' Championship leader right now. 7 points clear of a tie for second between Fox, Pamucius, and Matthew. All knotted up at 49 points apiece. It's going to be an incredible finish to this season. We have a good race in the constructors as well. Over here it's Fast with a 2-point lead over Scott Pohl, Flying Fox a point back, and then BBB4C at 90 points, 6 points back. The lead. It's a 4-person race, but interestingly enough, Tour Racing on the verge of relegation. Rick Ware Racing folding after this year. That means 2 teams are going forward to the Challenger League Virtual next season. So the glory for the Constructors Champion, of course, will outweigh anything else, but the promotion of 2 teams will reward 2 of these 4 very fierce competitors after today is done. And the cars, the ratings. And here we are in for qualifying. The qualifying sessions today, Celeste Lucier and Fox both have a pole up there in the top of our standings. UR2D Master, Mosca Brevis, Kato all have one. Yoshi, Josh, and are in the Andrian as well. The INR's got to be a top runner with their speed for this this title fight, but of course the constructors competitors definitely want to snag that win, the big 25 points to secure any of this closeness that there might be. The 6-point gap could be overcome by BFZ just by winning alone. Tying on a fast lap there. Keep fast out of the points, and then it's all said and done. Let's take a look at the times so far. Yoshi Josh has a 23.77, 24 on the dot. For Quake, Mosca 24.08. Those are the top spots. There's another 24.08 from Matthew. Yoshi Josh bringing it home. No, Quake's got a faster 23.75. That could be the marker. And it's Quake TFA from DeMonk Racing. Out of nowhere, DeMonk's sitting in 8th spot in the standings right now. What a day for Quake. Yoshi Josh sharing the front row. Mosca Brevis up there in a crucial spot for Flying Fox Racing. That is the first of our 4 top teams competing for the title. Smalls in 4th. A really good showing from DeMonk Racing. Matthew, the first for Scott Pohl. Where is our fast cars? Pamucius and Abver, the 2 BFZs, in 6th and 7th. The Andrian in 8th, and Fox down in 9th. F35, the first appearance of the Evolve car. Zane, Kato, in 11th and 12th. Karuk, 13th, and Arcaniac, the IMP, the second of them, in 14th. Toffoli in 15th. 16th, UR2D Master. Slippy in 17th. There's Celeste Lucier and Buddha in 18th and 19th spot. This is not good. No speed to show, and it might come back to hurt them. Favorites currently would have to be Flying Fox and BFZ, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're going live right now in Interlagos, Brazil for the JLV finale. And they are away. It is Quake overtaking outright for the lead. Mosca Brevis and Smalls battling side by side. Abver and Andrian battling side by side in 7th and 8th position. Quake is out to the lead. Mosca Brevis right on Smalls' tail, trying to stay in the top 4. Hunt, Pamucius, and Abver going for a double group pass on the Flying Fox, and it's the 2 BFCs up within the top 6, trying to make it into the top 5. Matthew using the open air to get ahead of Mosca Brevis as well. It's Yoshi Josh going for the pass on Smalls, and Yoshi Josh has the lead, and Quake is down in 3rd. Smalls sitting in second. DeMonk, excellent start, sitting 2 and 3. Abver way up through the pack into third place. Here we go. Pamusha's getting stuck behind them. Matthew and Mosca-Brevis, that is, putting him all the way back into 6th and then into 7th. The Andrian just passing Pamushas now. Quake and Yoshi Josh battling it out on the 3rd lap. INR out of contention unless they have a 1-2. However, DeMonk feeling pretty good about their start. Battling. Quake outside on Yoshi Josh. Able to get it done, but a little bit of grass gives Yoshi Josh the lead. So, Abver, 09, BFZ really needs to have a great finish. Sitting in 4th right now. 6 points back of Fast sitting in 18th and 20th right now. Will not be a factor, unfortunately. Up the grid, we've got the Yorkshire Ariels of Kiruk and Tafole. Disappointing season for them as well. Slippy for the WTEC Starlight. They were in contention at the start, and then they drifted back. The F35 and Arcaniac, Kato and Fox. Everyone outside the top 10. UR2D Master getting a point right now for Scott Pole Auto. That would put them at 95. Zane Mosca-Brevis back in 8th spot. That would put him at 90. Put FFX at 97 points. Matthew sitting in 7th. That would be 6 more points for Scott Pole at 101 points. That would put them in the lead at the moment. Quake, TFA in 5th. Pamushas and Abver in 3rd and 4th. That would be 15 and 12. That would be 27 points up into 117 points right now. BFZ is your leaders right now. At this moment, at this juncture, it will be BFZ and Scott Pole Autos moving on, unless Flying Fox can do anything about it. There'll have to be a big run made by Mosca-Brevis and Fox. Fox needs to get into those points, or it's going to be BFZ for the title. Yoshi Josh leads, however, on the 8th of 37 laps here in Interlagos. Hazma has pitted. First one to pit. Off the softs, onto another set of softs. Anyone else coming in this lap? It does look like UR2D Master is into the pits. That will put Fox in a momentary 10th spot, but with those waning mediums, he'll have to make up more ground than that. Mosca-Brevis working on climbing the grid, hoping that Matthew does not do the same, get it stuck behind Andrian. Mosca now looking towards Abver. Really not their fight with a double top 5. Here comes the rain. This is excellent for those who have not pitted yet. Yoshi Josh, the Andrian, takes inters just in time. It's Yoshi Josh who will suffer, and he's going to lose the lead. He's going to have to come back into the pits. This is going to give Smalls the lead momentarily. This only pushes up the point standings for the BFZ even more so, hurting Flying Fox's chances yet again. So Scott Pole. We'll only see a little bit of, oh, that's bad for Mosca-Brevis as well. Only on the wet tires there. Everyone else on the inters except Hazma. So, I was going to say, Matthew in 5th place for Scott Pole. The top Scott Pole. And UR2D Master in 12th. Out of the points. That, as it stands, is just enough to put them wide and clear, to keep them wide and clear of FFX for that last promotion spot. That's what we're keeping an eye on right now. Smalls doing amazing, but staying out too long in the inters, as does Pamushas, Quake. Everyone else is going to pit. Yoshi Josh definitely getting out. One of those hards names, his 3rd pit stop in just 13 laps. That's got to hurt the strategy, of course. However, Quake, Pamushas, and Smalls are all going to lose a lot of time here out on these inters for nearly a whole dry lap. They will come in now. Let's just see how much time they indeed did lose. Well, first, a quick look at the drivers' standings race. By the drivers' standings right now, Celeste Lucier would not hold on. Pamuchis would have enough to pass. Matthew would almost have enough to pass, but Pamuchis definitely, even with the second, third, fourth place, fifth place, all the way down. Yeah, all the way down to fifth place would have enough to beat Celeste as it stands. Second and fifth, as a team, looking at glory, Celeste has a 6-point lead in the driver's standings. Pamuchis is going to smash that, sitting at 12 right now. Going to be your new leader. Fox just getting into the points right now in 9th, but Nasca Brevis has fallen back to 10th. That is going to do it for FFX. You can pretty much count them out, save for a miracle run here. So Scott Pohl and BFZ look to be moving on, and we've only come near half of the race to be over so far. The driver's title fight is what we were looking on right now. Pamuchis really has an advantage right now, even though is in 5th place. 5th place gains 10 points in the constructors. That would put him at 59 points. Abver in 2nd will gain a cool 19, right? 18, sorry. That would put him into the 60s, nearly. It'll be very close. Smalls and Quake sitting at a 1-2 right now. What a storyline apart from the title race. The DeMonks dominating, only a 3rd place and a fast lap to their name all season, currently rocking at 1-2 with a 3-second gap between Smalls and Quake. There's another 2-second gap between Abver and Quake. Abver holding on to that podium, that will still be good enough to put them in the title lead, with Pamuchis in support with 5th place. Yoshi Josh, after his unfortunate pit before the rain came, has lost the lead, but is looking to climb it back slowly on these hard compound tires. Just edged off into the grass there by Abver. Looking for an outside pass. Looking inside on the switchback. Abver's doing a really good job at defending there. We do have clouds again. There could be some rain events to mix things up. Here's Zane right in the mix. An excellent showing from IMP. Battling his way past the lap slippy, the Andrew and Matthew in 7th and 8th, and then Mosca Brevis down the last 2 spots in the points. Arcaniac 3 seconds back. We do have some pitters. Fox is on to a set of hards. He's going to hope that rain holds off for a while, because he's just started a commitment into the hard tires for at least one more. There comes the sun. That is going to be okay for him. At least one more stint, if not a second set, which will be softs after that. Matthew needing to work his way up for Scott Pohl Autos, nearly 2 seconds behind the Andrian, who has the advantage of the speed right now. But on a near half-worn set of hards, will need to come in soon. Yoshi Josh, the next car up with the INR, looking at Pamuchis for a pass. Pamuchis now in 4th place. Yoshi Josh taking the pass wide outside, but gets a little too wide, and Pamuchis holds on to it to protect that lead for BFZ. Excellent job there. Unfortunately, UR2D Masters falling into 13th spot for Scott Pohl, so their competition is getting riskier, and it could be Flying Fox with a chance. Still with a chance. Matthew falls into 10th spot for now. Let's say he is in 8th with 4 points. Would still put him ahead of Flying Fox if they were to finish 9th and 10th. It is enough, but it will be close, and it will be interesting to see. Fox has not closed the gap on Zane, as Zane sits on those fresh soft tires. He is chasing the Andrian, however. That is who we have to keep an eye on. The Andrian and the strategy of the INR may very well determine Flying Fox's fate if they get in to the CLV or not. A look above and the absolutely astonishing performance being put on by DeMonk, being passed by Abver in the BFZ, just now putting them into first and third. It has been a 1-2 punch from DeMonk the whole way. Abver on these fresh mediums, Smalls on the fresh hards. Actually gets a little help from Arcaniac to get around that first corner. Abver looking quite well. Quake healthy on the hards as well. Zane a little off the pace, but still an amazing showing right now. Arcaniac even in 11th spot. Not bad at all for the team, who sits in dead last in the Constructors. Definitely not with the worst car. The worst car seems to be our Constructors leaders right now. Buddha and Celeste in 17th and 20th position. Pamushis coming in, giving up a spot to Fox and the Andrian and to Yoshi and to Matthew. Will fall down to... Oh, not to Matthew. Will fall down to 8th position. Which would mean if Abver stays in second, Abver would be the driver's champion. May have some troubles. Fox would be quite wise not to stretch his hards to the end of the race, as Pamushis will easily get by on these mediums. It's going to be up to Mosca Brevis to do some damage here. Mosca on the softs. I don't know if they would make it to the end of this race. They will be in very ill repair. The Andrian could easily have his softs last to the end of the race. He should be in it for the long haul. Matthew will be wearing those hards to the end in 8th spot, 2 seconds behind Pamushis. The Andrian ahead of him on the softs going to the end. Of course, Pamushis now on the mediums will take those to the end. Yoshi Josh will struggle to take his softs to the end. Fox in 6th position right now, staying with a little bit of slipstream, doing a great job to fight right now. Will probably have to pit as he's already starting to slide around off the track there. It's not a great look right now. He's not in control, and we see Pamushis probably going for the pass right here, as Abver is now in the lead ahead of Smalls. It's a 2-3 for DeMonk, and it's a 1-6 for BFZ. Matthew down into 9th spot. If Fox is able to pit and preserve some points, they will be ahead, as UR2D Master just gets lapped down in 12th spot. Unable to prevent Flying Fox from getting ahead of Scott Pole. They need a 2-car effort here, does Scott Pole, and they're not getting it right now. Fox does not have any grip left on these tires. He's going to have to pit and give up his positions to have a chance at getting any of these points back. Will he do it? It is not likely. That AI will likely stay. Oh, there comes the rain, and he will pit. He will have a chance to preserve 8th and 10th for Flying Fox. Now, on the other hand, Abver comfortably in first place with 3 laps to go. It's the inters. It's the inters for Abver. This could be a make or break gamble. Hoping that it doesn't rain too much. Yoshi Josh will change. Oh, the rain is going to stop. He does take inters. The Andrian takes inters. So everybody on the wets will be at an extreme disadvantage. That is the DeMonks, Zane, one of the INRs, Fox, Matthew, and Mosca Brevis. They're all in the same boat. Eyes on Fox, Matthew, and Mosca Brevis to finish this race. We will have to be congratulating BFZ on their Constructors' Championship at the moment. But furthermore, what an amazing race by Abver to climb all the way into first place now. Ahead enough by Pamushis to take the Drivers' Championship. A come from behind on his own teammate, a leapfrog, a double victory for BFZ champions and drivers in the books for the first JLV. The Andrian also stays out on the inters, will finish the race. On the inters, it is the final lap. Abver coming around the corner to be your Brazilian JP and World Drivers and World Constructors Champion, BFZ and Abver Pamushis. The whole gang, congrats to Blue Bell Boy and his junior team for their success. And down here in 8th spot, Fox is coming home on the wets ahead of Matthew, which means that Flying Fox is going to just edge them out and move on as the second promotion. That is going to be 5 points for FFX and only 2 for Scott Pole, which means that that in a fury here, my goodness, what an amazing, incredible finish here. Yoshi Josh and the Andrian. The 6-7 for Initiation Rohal, great finish to their season. They'll have a good car for next year if they can expand it beyond the speed. Fox and Mosca Brevas just enough to get it done in 8th and 10th. Matthew with the lone 9th place for Scott Pole Auto. Disappointing end to their brilliant season full of potential. Arcaniac snagging 11th and UR2D Master coming up short in 12th. No points for SPA. Just falling short 3rd in the Constructors for them. Dropping down. Or sorry, just it's going to be a tie with Fast for 3rd. They will take outright 3rd, I believe, because of the wins on the season. Buddha and Celeste in 16th and 20th position. In between them, Toffoli, Kato, Kiruk, 13th through 15th. F35 in 17th, and Slippy and Hazma of WTech Starlight in 18th and 19th. But of course, the hero of the day, Abver for BBB, Force Z, and Pamushis finishing 1-2 on this season. An incredible way to close it out with some essential speed upgrades along the way and just really piling it on. Great showing from Quake and DeMonk, getting himself 8 spots up into 6th spot. Celeste Lucier hanging on for 3rd place overall, and Fox, the top dog for Flying Fox, with Mosca down in 8th place in support of the promotion for FFX. In the team category, there we are. 126 points, a dominating performance in the end of the year. Clear of Flying Fox by 28 points. But what was really impressive was the tightness of the race for 2nd spot. Just 2 points over the tied Scott Pole and Fast. Yorkshire Ariel ended up in last place overall. IMP did a great job to get out of the basement. There's no relegation, but it is a little bit of pride heading into next season. We'll see y'all then.